How do you plan on? I mean, I know you loving Andrew now, but the way men love and show love
Yeah.
varies than the way a woman does.
Absolutely. Yes.
How do you ever think about that? Like how you're gonna like show affection and love and what are like cutoffs and that kind of thing?
And I mean, he's of what I've known as the acceptable way to deal with another man or kid or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna dap my kid up. You know what I'm saying? Pound. You know what I'm saying? Headbutt, whatever. You know what you know what was crazy is that when I had Drew, I remember the moment when my pops, he had asked me for a kiss. And at the time, you know, I'm a child, but I said no. And I had held on to that for years and years and years. I'm like, I never.
Really?
Yes, I promise you. So when I had my own kid, I was like, damn, I'm kissing my own kid. And I just denied my pops this when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I'm making a connection in my mind. And so then after I had Drew, I was like, man, let me make sure, you know, if I see my pops, I might kiss him on the cheek or something like that. There's not, you know, that's just, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing with it. You know what I mean? That's my pops.
Yeah.
It's my daddy.
Yeah.
You know? So the same thing with Drew. You know, I'm not gonna kiss you on your lips. No, I'm not gonna do that. you see the octave that went up with that one.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
the raise yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, that's my kid. You know.
So being a dad helped reframe like your relationship to your dad in that way.
Yeah.
So did you feel like did it make you feel like, damn, if Drew wouldn't want to kiss me, I would feel rejected? Did it almost make you feel like that kind of way? Like, damn, and if I made my dad feel like that, then I feel bad.
Man, that was what it was, bro.
Was your dad the kind of dad that ever told you he like loved you and said it like out loud and shit?
Man. More so now, as an adult man, you know, we definitely say a lot more now. You know, as a kid, I can remember sometimes, but not on a regular basis. No.
How has your relationship changed with your dad, bro, as you gotten older?
He's become more of my friend, but I respect my pops though. That's the, you know, like I'm not gonna come at my dad.
Yeah.
You know, our pops they cut from that same.
Yeah, same.
Don't get it twisted, man. They will shoot you right in that toe.
And I believe him.
I've seen him he actually has did that before. So when I came in the crib and I set the alarm off, and he didn't know who it was, you know what I mean? This nigga in his drawers. He about to pull that thing out.
And I think when we say friend, though, it is because we don't disrespect our friends.
No.
You know what I mean? No. So it's I think when you say friend, or at least when I heard you say friend, I'm thinking someone that you've got like a genuine like affinity for, that you like as a person, that you're interested in, and as outside of like you're not doing it out of duty. You know, like I'm not calling my friend because he's my friend. I'm calling my friend because I really want to see how that motherfucker doing. Because we get down like that.
Yeah, you know, and then, you know, in that you get the nuggets. They drop them on you. Now at the time when you receive it, you probably ain't gonna get it though. You ain't gonna get it at the time, but then it's gonna come when they tell you something from 10 years ago, and that must pop up on you. You're like, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying now, buddy.
You see yourself in your dad.
I see my ways, some of his ways. You know, I definitely see them, or they're becoming that. Yeah. You know, I think the thing with my pops. So my pops had me when he was 19. You know what I'm saying? I had my first kid when I was 38. It's like almost a 20. That's
twice as long.
That's twice as long. So at 19, did he know anything? First of all, as him even living, did he know anything?
No.
Then you get with this woman. Do she know anything? And they trying to govern that at that time. And I'm 38. I done had a little bit more life experience, you know. So I had to step back on both of my parents. I just had to tell them thank you. You know what I mean? Like I see it 100%. You trying to figure it out. You just trying to figure it out.
And you doing that at 38.
At
so you can only
38.
imagine at 19, 20, 21.
Son. You know what I mean? So, you know. Yeah, no, my pops. That's a strong dude right there, man. I am extremely proud of him for all he has been able to accomplish in his lifetime, man. You know what I mean? Like that was the example I seen that said, yo, if I find something I like, just keep going. Just keep going. You know what I mean? It's gonna be bumpy, you know what I mean? But, you know, just do that. You know.
Do you think your pop knows how you really feel about him?
I think he will after we had his interview. He will. No, I'm just playing. No, my pop. I think he knows, man. I think he knows. You know, and we the same, man. We don't show the love, but we show the love. It's that dynamic that we have.
The reason why I asked, bro, was when my dad died, I went to his wife's house, my stepmother's house, and we were having a conversation, and it was just a casual conversation, and then she was like, "Your dad was so proud of you." And I looked over at her and was like, really? Like he was proud of me?
Right.
It was like hearing it, bro, for the first fucking time.
Yeah.
And it was landing in a way that it hadn't landed before.
Because it didn't come out of his mouth.
And it didn't come out of like his mouth. It was like something, and she was like, oh yeah. Like, and there was a way in which she was expressing his love and adoration for me towards her that made me actually feel it. That I didn't necessarily know if I even got it. And you know, it's weird because sometimes I imagined him just hanging up the phone and me being me, not creating the space for him to show up in the way that he would want to show up. Maybe he didn't feel he could because he regretted a bunch of shit at the time.
That's what happens.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what happens.
So he would hang up the phone and go and talk all excited to his wife about me in a way that our one-on-one connection didn't even allow him to. And I remember feeling so motherfucking sad, bro, that I had ever put him in a position that made him feel like he couldn't share that. And I didn't create the space that would allow him to even forgive himself for like not being the dad that I know he wanted to be in my life and all that kind of shit. And that's the reason why I asked, because I'm always thinking about, oftentimes I think about that moment with his wife, and how just casually moving and living, you know.
Yeah, nah, shouts out to Pops, man. You know, he lost his wife of 35 years, man. And so to kind of give a backstory, you know, kind of give a story about my pops. So my pops is He's a mortician. Terrence Andrews, out in Detroit, Michigan, or whatnot. He's been doing it for 35 years. He's been doing it since I've been 5 years old. And so he met this woman with this idea, and they ran with it for 35 years, bro. He started without her. Then they got together, and then she was by his side, and they was trucking along for all the time with their relationship, with their business, and all this stuff. And then she's gone, and I have to be there to see his ups and downs. And how do I navigate that with my own family and all of that dynamic? You know, but then he has a whole set of other stressors that he's got to go through. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, how do you do that in a healthy way?
Yeah.
To deal with that type of those stressors, you know?
How do you do it?
Man, I try to escape to music, man. I'll try to smoke. I'll try to drink. You know, sometimes I go up and down with it. Sometimes I might not do it at all. A lot of times, if I'm really overwhelmed, I might go and create music. You know, those are kind of like my 4 different things that I use in creation with art, but then try to still maintain a relationship and still be a father around. Because the easiest thing to do is just to go escape to music, but you can't do that. Can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I got a whole family here. I got to be attentive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to play with my kid. I got to talk to him. I got to
Present.
You know what I mean? How you gonna be a father in the house and you not present? Present though. Not going to work. You make it. I get that. That's cool. But present, where you gotta talk. When they talk to you, understand the information that your child is telling you.
Yeah.
That communication is open, right? It's open. There's no judgment. Don't mean I'm gonna accept it. Not to say accept it. Don't mean I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
But that's your unconditional love right there. Unconditional. Whatever way they go, because you can give them everything, and they still gonna go where they gonna go. Do I disown them?
Can't.
Can't disown your baby. You can't do it, dog.
You know, I was thinking the other day, dog, how blessed you are, bro. And how the universe lined your life up in such a dope way to be back in Detroit, to even be in a position, man, to be there for your dad in the way that you have been up to this point.
Yeah.
And I know that the shit ain't always been easy for you and juggling, man. And you are one of those cats that you hard on yourself when you know that you gotta be like at this level and there are things and people depending on you. And when you can't show up or you feel like you taken away from one area over there, it feels like it's a lot. But the fact that all of these stars aligned in a way for you to be in Detroit at the time when his wife passes, and for you to support and do the things that you're doing, man, it's a real fucking blessing, bro.
Listen, I mean, you can't have it any other way, man.